OpenAI just dropped GPT Image 2, and it immediately took the number one spot on the text to image arena. 1512 ELO, 241 points ahead of everything else. Midjourney, not even in the top 5. Flux? Number 9. This model doesn't just generate images, it thinks before it draws. It searches the web for reference. It checks its own work, and it renders text with 99% accuracy. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what it can do, how it compares to every other model, what it costs, and whether you should switch. Let's go. Let's start with what actually changed, because this isn't just an incremental update. GPT Image 2 is a complete rebuild. 5 major upgrades. First, text rendering. This was the Achilles heel of every image model. You ask for a restaurant menu and it spells enchilada as enchuita. GPT Image 2 hits 99% text accuracy. Logos, signs, UI mockups, infographics, manga with dialogue bubbles, all readable. This alone changes everything for designers and marketers. Second, thinking mode. This is the wild one. Before it generates your image, it thinks. It searches the web for reference material. It plans the layout. It considers composition. Then it renders. This is why the results are so much better. The model isn't just pattern matching your prompt. It's reasoning about what you actually want. Third, resolution. Up to 2K standard with 4K beta through the API. The level of detail in these outputs, skin textures, fabric patterns, reflections, microtypography by CSOMI, is on another level. Fourth, multilingual support. Not just English, Japanese, Korean, Hindi, Bengali, accurate text rendering across scripts. And fifth, single pass inference. They rebuild the entire architecture. No more two-stage generation. One pass. Faster, more coherent, fewer artifacts. Let me put the arena rankings in context, because the numbers are staggering. Number 1, GPT Image 2 Medium at 1512 ELO. Number 2, Nano Banana 2 at 1271. That's a 241 point gap. In ELO terms, that's not a lead, that's a different sport. Number 3, Nano Banana Pro at 1244. Number 4, GPT Image 1.5 High at 1241. So OpenAI holds first and fourth place. Number 5, Nano Banana Pro at 1232. Where are the big names? Grok Imagen Image is number 8 at 1170. Flux 2 Max is number 9 at 1165. Grok Imagen Image Pro is number 10. Flux 2 Pro is number 11. And Midjourney? It's not even on this leaderboard. The established players just got lapped. Now, let me show you what this model can actually produce. And this is where it gets insane. People are generating full infographics with 100 items, not 10, not 20. 100 individual icons with labels, all correctly spelled, all properly arranged, all in a consistent visual style. Someone generated a complete chart of 100 emerging technologies across 10 categories: AI, robotics, semiconductors, biotech, energy, transport, space, manufacturing, climate, with individual icons for each technology and perfect text labels. Another person generated the same concept, but in a completely different illustration style: flat design icons with detailed labels. Same prompt structure, completely different aesthetic. And here's what blows my mind. These aren't cherry-picked results from 50 attempts. People are reporting first-try success rates on complex compositions that would have been absolutely impossible with any previous model. But it's not just infographics. The portrait and photorealism capabilities are equally impressive. Someone generated a poster of all 46 US presidents in chronological order with names, years in office, and recognizable portrait style images. Every name spelled correctly, every date accurate. The layout is clean, the typography is consistent, and the overall composition looks like something you'd buy in a museum gift shop. Another person generated a full evolution of humans' timeline, from Sahelanthropus chadensis 7 million years ago to modern humans, with accurate skull comparisons, body proportions, time periods, and detailed descriptions. The level of scientific accuracy in these outputs suggests the thinking mode is actually cross referencing real data before generating. How do you actually use it? Three ways. First, ChatGPT. If you're on any paid plan, Plus at $20, Pro at 100 or Pro at 200, you have access right now. Just open ChatGPT and ask it to generate an image. Free and Go plan, users also get limited access for a temporary promotional period. The thinking mode activates automatically for complex prompts. Second, the API. The GPT Image 2 model is available through OpenAI's API. You can set quality to low, medium, or high, and resolution up to 2K standard or 4K in beta. Third, third party platforms. Services like FAL.ai already have GPT Image 2 integrated, often with faster generation times and sometimes lower costs than going direct. Let's talk money. Through the API, GPT Image 2 pricing ranges from about 1 cent per image at low quality and low resolution up to about 20 cents per image at high quality and 2K resolution. 4K beta outputs can go up to 40 cents per image. Compare that to the competition. Midjourney standard plan is $30 a month for about 900 fast images, roughly 3.3 cents per image. Flux 2 Pro through Fal.ai is about 5.5 cents per image. Google Imagen for fast is 2 cents per image. So GPT Image 2 at low quality is actually the cheapest at 1 cent per image. At high quality, it's the most expensive. But here's the key insight. If you're already paying for ChatGPT Plus at $20 a month, GPT Image 2 is included. No API costs, no per image charges. You just type and generate. For most people, that's the best deal in AI image generation right now. Let me give you the prompting strategies that get the best results. Strategy 1. Use thinking mode for complex images. When you want infographics, detailed charts, or multi element compositions, write a detailed prompt and let the model think. It will search for reference, plan layout, and generate a much better result than a simple prompt would produce. Strategy 2. Specify text explicitly. Instead of hoping the model gets the text right, put every word you want in quotes in your prompt. Create a restaurant menu with the title La Bella Italia and items Margherita Pizza, $12, and Penne Arrabbiata, $14. Explicit text equals accurate text. Strategy 3. Describe layout structure. Say grid layout with 10 columns and 10 rows, or vertical timeline from top to bottom. The model follows layout instructions remarkably well now. Strategy 4. Reference real world styles. In the style of a National Geographic infographic or like a museum exhibit poster, gives the model strong aesthetic direction. Strategy 5. Iterate with editing. GPT Image 2 supports editing existing images. Generate once, then say, change the background to blue, or add a title at the top. Each edit preserves the parts you didn't change. How does it compare to the other major models? I tested the same prompt across 5 models. Here's what I found. GPT Image 2 wins on text accuracy, by a massive margin. 99% versus maybe 70% for Midjourney and 80% for Flux. No contest. GPT Image 2 wins on complex compositions. 100 element grids, dense infographics, multi panel layouts. Nothing else comes close. Midjourney still wins on pure aesthetic beauty. If you want a dreamy concept art piece or a fashion editorial shot, Midjourney's artistic eye is unmatched. Flux 2 still wins on photorealism of human faces. Skin textures, pores, lighting on faces. Flux produces the most camera like results. Grok Imagen is competitive, but not leading in any specific category. It's a solid generalist. Google Imagen 4 is fast and cheap, but lacks the precision of GPT Image 2 for text heavy content. So, who should you use? GPT Image 2 for anything with text, data visualization, infographics, UI design, or complex compositions. Midjourney for art, beauty, and creative direction. Flux for photorealistic human portraits and product photography. It's not perfect. Here are the honest limitations. Speed. Complex thinking mode generations can take a few minutes. Simple prompts are fast, but a 100 element infographic takes time. The thinking is doing real work. Consistency. Generating the same character across multiple images is still hit or miss. Midjourney's character consistency tools are better for this. Artistic style control. You can describe styles, but you can't upload a reference image and say, match this exact aesthetic the way Midjourney allows. Content restrictions. OpenAI has strict content policies. No realistic faces of public figures, no violence, no explicit content. Midjourney and Flux are more permissive. Knowledge cutoff. The model's world knowledge goes to December 2025. It won't know about events after that, unless thinking mode searches the web. And cost for heavy users. If you're generating hundreds of images per day through the API at high quality, the costs add up fast. Midjourney's unlimited relax mode is still cheaper for high volume. So, should you switch? Here's my framework. Switch to GPT Image 2 if you need text in your images, logos, menus, infographics, UI mockups, educational content, charts, diagrams. This is the only model that gets text right consistently. Switch if you need complex multi element compositions. Anything with more than 10 distinct items in one image. Nothing else handles this level of complexity. Switch if you're already paying for ChatGPT. It's included in your subscription. Free image generation with the best model on the market. Stay with Midjourney if art direction and aesthetic beauty are your priority. If you're a concept artist, illustrator, or creative director, Midjourney's eye for composition and mood is still unmatched. Stay with Flux if photorealistic human faces and product photography are your primary use case. Flux's camera-like quality on people is still the gold standard. Or do what the smartest creators are doing, use multiple models. GPT Image 2 for text-heavy and complex work. Midjourney for artistic pieces. Flux for photorealism. Each model has a sweet spot. The best results come from knowing which tool to grab for which job. GPT Image 2 didn't just win the arena, it proved that AI image generation is entering a new era. One where the model thinks before it creates, checks its own work, and renders text that humans can actually read. That sounds simple, but it changes everything. Drop a comment and tell me, what's the most impressive image you've generated with GPT Image 2? I want to see what you're creating. And if this breakdown helped you decide which model to use, subscribe. I've got more head to head comparisons coming. See you in the next one.